This is the time when I try to bite my tongue and not give you guys any spoilers. Sorry. I will say we have 5 chapters. 3 will be licensed, 2 will be original. Of course, the next chapter you guys already know. It's Five Nights at Freddy's. It's a killer and a map, but Dave and Matt are going to be up to talk way more about that just after us. We're going to follow that up with another licensed chapter that will feature 2 iconic survivors. I won't reveal who they are today, but you guys are going to love it for sure. And then finally, we're going to end the summer with an original chapter, the first one of the year. It's going to be on one of our favorite themes, which is folklore, Asian horror folklore specifically. And is going to be one of the most gruesome chapters we've ever released, so we cannot wait to get it into your hands.
It's messy. It's gory.
Very messy. We will close out the year with one big licensed chapter with not 1 but 2 survivors. And the last one is actually very interesting. It's a very special chapter. You see there is no killer in there, and that's because there will be a survivor, but also a new realm that we know you are going to love. I wish I could spoil more. It's not yet there, but we will talk about it in the future. And there will also be a twist on an existing killer. So the point also of this is because killer requires so much effort, we again want to give enough space and room to the team to be able to work on those quality of life elements. That's very important for us that, you know, we kind of focus on that.
Yes, which thank you for the wonderful segue, Jose. So for some of you, of course, the content is what drives you and excites you, the new content that comes to DBD. But I also think for a lot of you, and myself included, who, you know, I talk to the community every day, the quality of the game, the quality of health of the game is just as important as the new stuff. So that's what we're going to talk about now. Like I said earlier, I'm really psyched that this is being prioritized. As Jose just mentioned, we've even taken the decision here and there to adjust the schedule of the year's releases based around doing more work on quality of life. So, Jose, why don't you take it away?
Yeah. So again, success of DBD is about the community. And so this year, what we really want is to get all that feedback, to have more conversation than ever, to apply that feedback, and to improve the overall experience of DBD. We think, and we're going to show with some details, that we have made great progress, but that doesn't mean that we are not going to meet some hiccups. The last release that we just had, we know has brought bugs on some of the killers, and that's something that we want to react very quick on. There is a lot more to come that, again, we are going to give a lot of details on.
Yeah, and just to mention on this week's release, maybe a little rocky, we are holding our hot fix schedule a couple extra days so we can get more fixes into it. Still coming next week, hoping to fix as many of the bumps in the road that we ran across with this week's release.
Of course, and if you've watched the live streams over the last couple of years, this is the moment when I would usually tell you about the 4 pillars we based our roadmap on, but this year we're doing things differently. It's all around one central North Star, which is to make sure that Dead by Daylight is respecting our players' time. And so all of our focus is really about delivering on that promise to you guys as the players.
Yes, and actually I want to mention we've already started rolling out the quality of life stuff. The first feature, major feature of it was the abandoned feature, which went out last release. It was pretty well received. We got also a lot of great feedback on how we can tweak it to be even better. So it's been a cool way to kick off the initiative with a big feature that helps to address some issues.
Of course, and the most recent release, I mean, despite some of the issues that you know are already there, we did fix some critical issues. The skill check release window, which had been sort of a plague for a long time, finally resolved. The unhook spam exploit resolved. We also finally added perk previews, which we had tested a long time ago, not to be confused with seeing your Survivor teammates perks, which is something we'll do later in the year as well. And then the sort of controversial quest system, we do plan on monitoring that. The intention is never to make it more grindy. In fact, it should be the opposite, if anything. So we're going to look at the numbers. We're going to see if there's tweaks we have to make on the quest system. But we're really happy that you can finally make progress on more than one quest in a match, in addition to removing that awkward pain point you've probably all experienced where you load into a match and then say, oh no, I already completed my last quest, now I can't make any progress on any quest in this match. So that's finally removed and resolved with this new quest system.
Cool, so we've got an asset we can put up on the screen to help us for the next section.
Yes.
There it is.
So a bunch of stuff in that screen. I'm not going to go through it all, but a few ones that I really want to highlight is everything you see in blue. So in green is what we have released. In blue is what is going to actually be released just in June. So very, very soon around the corner. And a few ones that I wanted to highlight. One is, for example, the gamma setting. We know that it can be tough when it comes to the darkness level of some map, and being able, especially for console players, to be able to deal with those gamma settings is, again, going to go a long way. The go next prevention is quite important. Encouraging survivors to not give up at first hook is really something that we want to fix and improve. And one last one, sorry, that I wanted to discuss a bit more in details is the bulk blood point spending. I was watching the stream of one of my favorite content creators just a few days ago with the release of Orella. She was super excited, saved millions and dozens of millions of blood points. And it takes a while. It takes a long time to spend those blood points. So being able to spend them in a matter of a few seconds is, I think, again, a small step for DBD, massive leap for DBD players for sure.
And this is how we find out I'm not your favorite content creator? Wow.
Sorry.
Wow. No, that's great. I've had a few people come to the booth here at PAX just talking about the bulk blood point spending too. So glad that that's almost here.
Almost there. Oh yeah, and no, actually there is another one, which is custom game improvements. So this one is actually, for me, a cool story. Is we had...
custom match, yeah.
Custom matches.
Can you move the mic? You move the mic when you talk. I want to make sure everyone hears Jose. Custom match improvements.
Custom match improvement, yes. We had a really great conversation with tournament organizers, with some content creators, in order to understand what they really wanted. And the list was really good, but then we asked, but what is the top priority that we have? Because we want to make sure that we will be quick to deliver on this. And we have identified those, and they wanted to move from 1 spectator slot to 5 spectator slots. They wanted to have hotkeys to be able to shift pretty easily from one player to another, and we are going to bring those things right into this June release as well. So happy to go fast on this one.
Yeah, and of course, that's not where we're going to end with custom match. That's just what we're delivering in June. In the future, throughout the year, we're going to add more customization options to custom match, including the ability to start selecting limited time event modes in custom match specifically, which will be very cool.
What about 2v8? Can that be in custom match too?
Yes, it will include 2v8 in custom match.
Oh, yeah. Dave liked that one. Or maybe that was Matt. So, we built this list. My team got to be really involved in building this list based on your feedback that we've seen out in the community over years, some of these things. And we're going to continue doing that. So continue giving us your feedback, even as they release, like the abandoned feature. We know you don't get it one and done. We want to iterate and make them as good as they can be. So keep that up. It's not just lip service. Your feedback is super, super important. So thank you for that. And now, phase 2. We've already talked about stuff that people generally knew about. Now we can get into the second half of our quality of life initiative.
Yeah, of course. And so phase 2 is meant to take us through to the end of the year and even beyond. And we are going to deliver a little bit more than we had even previously communicated on. So I guess I'll give it to Jose to tell us a bit more.
Yes. So the first thing that you can see on the screen, all the measures that we want to take in order to improve camping, slugging, tunneling, we will actually give you more details in the coming weeks and in the coming months. We want to do it right. It's something that we want to carefully craft, and we want to also discuss more with our community and our content creators to make sure, again, we do it right. There is things like the keyboard and mouse support that we are going to bring actually in the summer, along with balance changes for map and keys that you are going to give us more details on.
Right, so map and keys, for the longest time, we've had 5 survivor items, of which only 2, maybe 3 have felt relevant. There's been these 2 sort of semi-relevant map and key items for a long time. We wanted to give survivors a big update. We always update killers. We don't do a lot for survivors. We're going to change that. Map are going to change to be basically a consumable version of Windows of Opportunity, if you can imagine that, which is very cool. And then keys are going to focus on revealing the killer's aura. They will still open the hatch. And there's also going to be some new gameplay related to the chests that the keys take.
Ooh.
Ooh, people like
this
that.
next one's also going to be an ooh.
Yeah, I guess so. So in addition to bug fixes, there's a bunch of things we're super excited to tackle. The first, probably the biggest, is an MMR revamp. We've been hearing you guys complain about it for a long time. We really want to focus on making sure that MMR takes into account the actions you take in a game and how you play, as opposed to the current black and white, just survive and kill. So that's going to be a really big change coming to MMR. We've heard it. We're excited to deliver that. We're going to
MMR revamp, people. If you don't know what that means, it's matchmaking ranking, and it'll help with matchmaking when we fix that.
Yeah. For the first time ever in an update, we're going to introduce a new survivor item this summer, which will be very cool, right into core. It'll be exciting. Of course, we're bolstering our anti-cheat measures because that's always a problem. We're going to start showing you queue time, estimated queue time, which we don't do right now, which will be great this summer. And as much as we all love 2v8, we all know that there's one very, very, very big problem with 2v8, and that's how long you have to wait as a killer to get into a match, 12, 13, 14 minutes sometimes. Not on the next iteration, but the one coming in the summer, we're going to introduce a play while you queue feature. So you can queue up as killer. While you're queued up as killer, you can play matches as survivor in 2v8. While you wait, it'll hold your spot in line. You come back to the lobby, and you're ready to queue up as your killer. So you don't have to just sit there and look at the lobby screen for 12, 13, 14 minutes anymore.
Just a note on that, that's coming very soon. It's coming very soon, but not in the next iteration of 2v8, which is even ultra soon. So the next 2v8, just so your expectations are set. Okay, one last thing, we do need to wrap it. I got the wrap it up signal about 5 times now. If you're a content creator in the audience, we also have some quality of life for you. We are overhauling the Dead by Daylight creator program completely. And that's going to include what's called a support a creator system, which maybe you know from other video games. It allows you to support your favorite creator. The idea is that be a wide way for pretty much any deserving creator to be able to work with us, get stuff from us, and get rewarded. So stay tuned. We're going to talk a lot more about that in our next broadcast later this month or next month. And I do need to wrap up now, guys. So thank you so much for